Growing Garden got one of its biggest updates this weekend, and with this update, of course, we got the Beanstalk event, but the one other thing that we got is gonna be the Garden Guide. If you guys don't know how to get the Garden Guide, you simply have to go into your inventory and just search up Garden Guide. It's that easy. You get this thing for completely free. And inside of the Garden Guide, we have one other tab that is one of the biggest updates Growing Garden has ever received. This is going to be the Achievements tab, and if you have not started doing these achievements yet, you need to start now, and I'm going to explain to you why it is so important if you guys actually want to make a lot of money or just make your life easier while you play Growing Garden. Before we start with this video though, if you guys can drop a like and subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're trying to get to 400k, so hit that subscribe button. Let's get straight into this. So the Garden Guide, and more importantly the achievements section, this is so freaking OP, and you guys need to start doing it right now if you have not already. And you know what? You took the first great step, which is clicking on this video, because I'm going to show you guys how you can go ahead and do all of these quests really fast. I'm going to show you guys the best tips and tricks you guys can go ahead and use, because I've already completed most of these achievements on a different account, but today we're on a completely fresh account here, and I'm going to show you guys how you guys can go ahead and complete each one of them. And once you guys actually go ahead and complete each one of them, not only do you get special rewards for completing each tier of these achievements, but if you guys go ahead and complete all 104 achievements, you're gonna get a statue of achievement which comes with its perks. One of the perks being you get 100 backpack slots for free, meaning your inventory is going to be increased by 100 extra slots. This is huge, guys. As you guys know, Growing Garden has a huge inventory problem, and this is gonna solve it for you, trust me. So enough yapping, let's hop straight into this video. So first things first, to go ahead and actually complete this, you're gonna need seeds, and you're gonna need a lot of them. As you guys can see, if we go over to any of these quests, most of them ask you guys to collect seeds, harvest 200 carrots, gift 1 carrot, sell 500 strawberries. So yeah, you're gonna need a bunch of seeds. And now the best method to get seeds in Growing Garden is by using a macro. The easiest macro you guys can go ahead and find on Google is going to be TinyTask. This is completely free. Just go to Google and you guys will find a way to download this. And once you guys have this, simply go over to the seed shop just like this. And now what you want to do is hit this red record button, blue record button. What am I saying? So go ahead and hit this record button. Once you guys have done that, simply go ahead and go through the entire list of fruits. Yes, this is gonna take a little bit of time. I know, but follow exactly what I'm doing, guys, and do exactly what I am doing in this video. So keep on scrolling, keep on clicking, keep on buying, keep scrolling, keep clicking, keep buying, and keep doing this for every single seed in the entire shop. And once you guys have done that, make sure you go ahead and scroll all the way back to the top where you started, just like this. Once you have done that, hit the record button once again, and now simply go ahead and click the green play button. But before you go ahead and click the green play button, go over to preferences, head over to playback, and make sure you have a playback hotkey set right over here. Also go ahead and turn on continuous playback. This will just mean that it's going to loop forever and ever, so you guys can AFK overnight without having to, click the play button every now and then. But yeah, go ahead and enable that, and now simply go ahead and press play. And there you go, boys and girls. I'm not doing any of this. I'm gonna clap my hands and check this out. This is all being done by my PC. This is extremely OP for you guys to get every single seed in the entire game while you're sleeping or something. Super OP. Use this right now. Trust me, it's gonna help you guys out a bunch. Now, of course, to stop it, I had the hotkey set to FN F8, so I'm gonna go ahead and press F8, and check this out, guys. It's now stopped. Just make sure you guys have a hotkey placed, or yeah, it's gonna cause you a lot of problems, I'm saying, bro. Anyways, once you guys go ahead and get yourself a bunch of seeds, we can now safely move on to the next step, which is to go ahead and get yourself a bunch of watering cans. Now you might ask, why do I need watering cans? This is just going to speed up process a lot. Now if you already have a bunch of watering cans, which most of you already do, you can just skip over this, right? We don't need to worry about this too much, but make sure you guys have a bunch of watering cans, and not just a bunch of watering cans, but also a bunch of sprinklers, because this is going to be helpful too. So make sure you guys have a bunch of basic sprinklers, a bunch of advanced sprinklers, a bunch of godly sprinklers, master sprinklers, and even a bunch of grandmaster sprinklers, sorry, I meant to say. And I'll tell you guys why you need to do this in a second, but trust me, for now, just go ahead and do that. Once again, you can just simply use our same macro trick here, so go ahead, boot up TinyTask, and do the same exact thing we did inside of the seed shop right over here. So scroll by, scroll by, scroll by, and let TinyTask loop it for you overnight, so you guys get a bunch of sprinklers and stuff. Another tool you need to get, which is just going to make your life a whole lot easier, is going to be the harvest tool, which I can't seem to find. Ah, there it is. Okay, yeah, you need to get a bunch of these too. The harvest tool is going to make your life very, very easy. Trust me, you need to get this. And of course, the next thing you need to go ahead and do is make sure that you have plenty of backpack space, because this is very important. Trust me, it might not sound like much, guys, but if you have a bunch of these saved plants like this that you just have some emotional attachment to you, like I do, go ahead and transfer them over to an alt account or something. Just trade them to an alt account, guys. So you still get to keep these, but you get a lot more inventory space because they're not clogging up your entire inventory. Okay, this is bad. I need to clean this up, I know. Anyways, once you guys have done that, you are fully prepared. That's all you need to do to prepare to go ahead and do my method to get all these achievements really, really quickly. Let's go ahead and move on to the second step of this video. Now, go into the garden guide, and as you guys can see, some of these quests are actually quite similar. For example, harvest 200 carrots. That's honestly really, really easy, guys. All you need to do is go over to your garden and get yourself a bunch of carrots, which you should have if you guys AFK'd overnight. Check this out. I have 2,500 carrots. I think I'm good. I think I'm good with this quest, guys. I can go ahead and complete this. Now simply go ahead and get yourself an auto clicker. This is going to help you guys out a lot. Set this to 10 milliseconds. Don't put it to 1 millisecond because that completely breaks the game. So set it to 10 and go back into your game and check this out, guys. I'm going to go ahead and press my hotkey, which is Control X. And I'm just going to go ahead and move my mouse down just a little bit. And yeah, there you go. It's like painting with a paintbrush, bro. It is so freaking satisfying. So yeah, there you go. I've probably planted a few hundred carrots right there. And check this out, guys. I kid you not, we just went over 100 carrots. Let's go ahead and collect each one of these, and I'll show you guys how much money I actually made. Now hold on. Before you guys actually go ahead and collect all of these carrots, I also recommend you guys to get yourself something like the giant ant. Now if you guys have this, good for you. If you don't, you can just skip over this part. But basically what the giant ant does, it has a 10% chance for harvested crops to be duplicated. And since we are harvesting things like a freaking carrot, you know, these are gonna get duplicated like crazy, which of course is gonna increase how quickly we actually do this quest. Of course, we have to go ahead and harvest a bunch of these, so use a bunch of giant ants just to make this process significantly easier. Of course, you don't have to, but yeah, you can. It is gonna help you guys out a bunch. But let's go ahead and collect all of our carrots here, and let's see how many carrots we got in the span of like 30 seconds of doing this. Yeah, look at that. We got 50 already. Bro, we're almost done with this. We're almost done with this entire thing. Of course, you guys can go ahead and apply the same method to strawberries. You guys can go ahead and apply the same method to blueberries, etc, etc, etc. Doing these common and uncommon quests is not going to be difficult for you guys, but I recommend you guys start off with the common quest because we are going to get the cooking kit cosmetic. This we will need to do a few more quests later on that we are going to get back to. So make sure you guys go ahead and unlock the cooking kit. You're going to need it, trust me. But after you guys have completed the common, uncommon, rare quest, we're going to go ahead and move on to the legendary quest. And this is where things start getting a little bit more difficult. For example, you're now moving on to plants that take a slightly longer time to actually grow up, such as bamboo. Now, bamboo does grow up fairly quickly, but once again, it does take quite a long time. So let's go ahead and plant a bunch of bamboo using the same auto-clicker trick that we used before. So in a straight line, just like this, boys and girls. Excuse me, Mr. Capybara, could you leave? Could you get out of here? Thank you. But as you guys can see, these take a little bit of time to actually grow up, and this is where our watering can comes in handy. You guys can simply go ahead and use this, and look at this, guys. It's instantly done. It's instantly done. Bamboo is done. We can go ahead and collect it. And this is why you need to get yourself a bunch of watering cans. It's going to help you guys out a bunch. You can also go ahead and use something like a Triceratops, which is going to make your plant grow instantly. But honestly, guys, this is not as useful on something like bamboo because it just has a really, really long cooldown. Same goes for something like Echo Frog. You can use it, but it is just very, very situational. Oh, another really, really big tip I can recommend you guys is to use an empty garden. If you guys have an empty slot too, like this one right here, use this. As you guys can see, I've actually been using this already. It just makes life a lot easier if you guys use an empty slot instead of using it already full slot, because now we can actually use something like the Echo Frog, and it's actually gonna echo at the plants we want it to echo. Hope that makes sense. Of course, guys, if you want to go ahead and complete the gifting quest, don't try and gift these to random people, because random people are not going to accept your gifts. Simply just log in with your alt account into your server and gift these plants to your alt account, and boom, it's done. Gifting is going to be super easy, guys. It's just going to take a really long time because you have to do it one by one, which is just painful. But yeah, this is once again not that hard to do. The quests that require you to shovel a bunch of things, honestly, don't worry about those too much, because while you are doing the other quests, you're just naturally going to start shoveling a bunch of things anyways. So yeah, don't worry too much about shoveling things, guys. You're going to have to do it anyways. Also, if you're dealing with plants like the coconut, this is where our harvest tool comes in very handy. So use your harvest tool to get to plants like this instead of wasting like 10 minutes just to climb up and get each one of these coconuts. So yeah, it's honestly as easy as this. Just click on this, and you're going to be able to collect all of them. Now, you might also have a few quests that require you to get mutated plants. For example, right now it's asking me to get a bunch of gold mangoes. The easiest way to get gold mangoes is by using the sprinkler method. If you guys don't know what the sprinkler method is, in this you basically go ahead and get all of your sprinklers just like this. You got to go ahead and place all of your sprinklers in one place. So please start off with your basic sprinkler, your advanced sprinkler, your godly sprinkler, and finally, of course, your master sprinkler. Grandmaster sprinklers are honestly not recommended. You don't need them. You can use them if you want. But once again, I wouldn't really recommend it. But now if you go ahead and collect each one of these blueberries, guys, check this out. Of course, you can do this with mangoes too. I'm just using blueberries as an example. Oh yeah, look at that. We're getting a bunch of plants with a bunch of mutations on them. So yeah, that's exactly what you need. You're just gonna have to use a bunch of sprinklers. It's gonna cost you guys a little bit, but guys, these quests are not supposed to be easy. Keep that in mind. You will have to do just a tiny little bit of work for them. And the final type of quest you're gonna get from the quest book is going to require you guys to actually do a little bit of cooking. As you guys can see, we have one quest that requires you guys to use 250 cacao in cooking. Yeah, this quest is gonna take you guys a long time, and that is why I recommend you guys start off with a quest like this one, because cooking is gonna require you guys to be AFK a lot. So trying to do cooking and doing these other quests at the same time will basically mean you can knock off 2 birds with 1 stone. While you leave cooking working in the background, you know, it takes 5-10 minutes to cook something. You could basically be doing other quests like this blueberry quest or something. Hope that makes sense, guys. Basically, do cooking in the background while you guys do every other quest. That is how I did it. That is the best way to use it. And also, you can do multiple at once. You can use coconuts, you can use cacao. Yeah, you can basically use multiple fruits at once to cook. I hope I'm making sense here. Basically, guys, as you know, cooking actually lets you guys put in 5 different kinds of fruits. So simply put 5 different kinds of fruits that you need for the achievement, and boom, you guys are going to be cooking multiple things at once, getting multiple achievements at once, and in between, while there is that 5-minute period where you have to wait for something to cook, you could be doing other quests like, I don't know, planting, shoveling, whatever. But yeah, honestly, guys, there is no shortcut to actually doing this achievement system. It is quite difficult, but hope some of these tips that I actually gave you guys actually helped you guys out a bunch. It's going to take you guys a few days to actually complete this achievement thing, but of course, at the end of it all, you are going to get 100 extra backpack slots, which is pretty cool, and also you get a statue to show off, which is all we care about, right? Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. Hope I helped you guys out even just a tiny bit, and if I did, drop a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Once again, we're trying to get to 400k. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.